If you scale a broken business model, all you're doing is multiplying the problems. I want to walk you through the mistakes that we made so that you don't repeat them. In 2022, we started to scale a lot. We ended up being able to hire some employees. We got a few full-timers and a few part-timers. We also ended up buying 2 more trucks, some trailers, some equipment. We were super excited because we had just 3 times our business, but it wasn't all profitable. When you're trying to grow, it's really important that you scale a profitable model and not a non-profitable model. That's what we end up doing. And if I could redo it again, I would make sure we were profitable before we scaled. It took us about 2 years to really fix these mistakes. I'm just being transparent for you, but let's break down the problem. So we didn't ensure we were making enough at first. So we're making maybe about $5,000 to $7,000 a month. With my dad just out there, again, I just do the back end. So I do a lot of the marketing, the finances, routing, stuff like that. So we're like, oh, let's scale. And we thought we can outgrow the problem. So let's say we're at 7. We're like, well, if we can get some help, some cheap help, obviously, because we weren't making enough money to pay a good wage at that point. But let's say we can get to 14,000 a month. We can be able to make more money. We didn't know that wasn't a profitable model. So we really should have been at about 10,000 a month. So we should have raised rates or condensed our routes or did whatever we needed to do to be around 10,000 before we started trying to hire help. And we bought a lot of equipment that year as well. So once you put out a lot of equipment, you got to get insurance, all this other stuff. It ends up costing a lot of money. So again, you weren't really making a lot already. Then you add help, you're growing some. Then you add a bunch of trucks and equipment that also eat up gas and materials and repairs and stuff like that. So we were super tight that year. And we also had no systems. That was probably the biggest problem, is we didn't hire well. We were like turning through guys. We didn't really know how to onboard. We didn't have our notes in the system. We didn't know how to really run crews. So it was just a nightmare altogether when you're trying to scale. So you want to fix all these or at least have a game plan when you're trying to scale. So what should you do? You should fix your pricing first. So everyone always tell you more money fixes a lot of your problems, and it's really true. So for us, we end up going from $100 an average per client to about $165. So that's a 65% increase. But we have a lot more surplus now. You can hire better talent, you can get better equipment, full commercial, insurance. It just alleviates a lot of stress so you can better serve your customer. A lot of people look at it as like you're price gouging, but that's not what's really happening. So make sure you fix your pricing as you're scaling. That's the biggest lever you can pull. Just go up 10, 20% if you feel like you're underpriced and just kind of adjust from there to see if you're profitable. Validate that profitability. So get a CPA or a bookkeeper. We ended up doing it ourselves for a few years, but then I got QuickBooks Online. I think that was 2023. Now we're using Cycle CPA. So they're doing a pretty good job. There's other services out there you can get, but definitely get a bookkeeper. They can keep you on track. Build predictable lead flow. So that's when that SEO comes into handy. Pay-per-click if you have an advertising budget, or online or referrals. You know, if you're doing a good job, getting reviews and you guys are able to sell with your uniforms and your trucks on the side of the road, just make sure you got a really good lead flow. That way you can make sure you can scale systematically. You want to hire slow and fire fast. So before, we used to just get anybody that came out. A lot of guys do that. You know, if you got a heartbeat, we need help, come out here, because how hard could it be? Well, they don't take care of your customers. They break your equipment. They're not really bought into the vision. So you want to make sure you really vet those candidates out there and make sure you get the best of the best, or as best as you can, and make sure you have systems to onboard these guys, to train these guys, to get these guys up to speed for your company and your clients. And then systems gonna build that efficiency, because you wanna make sure that with the pricing that you have and you're being profitable, that you got the right people efficiently building your company so you can scale. You wanna avoid scaling chaos. You wanna make sure you fix things before you grow. So if you're at a point in your business right now where it doesn't feel smooth, just hiring people or getting more customers is not gonna fix that. So just sit down. Definitely if you have an off season, right now it's our off season, but whatever your slow period of time or on the weekends, work through those business plans, work through your systems, and make sure you're gonna scale a profitable model. This will reduce stress for you and allow you to grow a business that you're proud of.